High school at one time.
Tyrus?
What I saw,
Yeah.
what it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
Governor Gavin Newsom is now calling his city's homeless encampments unacceptable, which is odd since he's the guy who, made them acceptable, turning sidewalks into red carpet events for drug addicts, thieves, and unemployed CNN anchors.
Imagine tuning in, expecting a serious political debate, and instead, you're hit with chaos on live TV. Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't debate, they detonated. The stage became a comedic battlefield, and Gavin Newsom, he was the main course served extra crispy. This wasn't commentary, as it was a televised takedown disguised as late-night fun. They didn't just question him, they shredded him piece by piece. Policies demolished, persona roasted, and reputation left smoking in the aftermath.
Here on this table called this first. That to get any action done, you may have to get the politician to feel the pain of their own policies intimately, and he got it right in the gut. Because I predicted In-N-Out was going to be the catalyst because it's his family's favorite restaurant. And when In-N-Out closed, that was a direct shot at him because you could BS the public, but you can't BS your kids who are now wishing he had gotten recalled because they could have their burger. The intensity of pain that a public endures is based on the time that it takes the Democrats to start acting like Republicans.
Gutfeld came swinging like a man with nothing left to lose. And Tyrus? He brought the kind of raw, pent-up energy you only see in someone who's waited years to finally say what others whisper in secret. The crowd exploded with laughter, the crew cringed in disbelief, and somewhere behind the scenes, Newsom's PR team probably started typing out apologies for things that hadn't even happened yet. The punches landed so hard you'd think Newsom had personally wronged them. Or maybe, in their eyes, he really had. Homelessness soaring through the roof only added fuel to the fire.
Watch the tape.
Yes!
He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
Vanishing businesses, crumbling streets, and that trademark smirk that screams, I'm doing great while everything burns. This wasn't politics anymore. It was a full-blown political exorcism, and Newsom played the demon in the spotlight. Before we move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you think. There he stood, Gavin Newsom, California's golden boy of gloss and gaslighting, lost in his daydreams about an inevitable presidential run, completely unaware that his image was about to be set on fire. Leave for everyone to see.
Cities to ban the camps from sidewalks, parks, and other public areas. So after years of denying the problem, he's now pretending to fix it, which is like putting on a condom as you're leaving a whorehouse. Who hasn't?
What's a condom?
But as always, when a far-left Dem runs for national office, he acts like a Republican. This is where the left is really pro-trans. Suddenly, they grow balls.
His hair, perfectly windswept, probably by the breeze of his own ego. Then suddenly, boom, ambushed on live television. Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just throw shade, they launched a full-on political drive-by right there on Fox. This wasn't playful banter, it was a televised mugging of reputation and pride. They stripped him bare of his smugness, leaving him as exposed as a Whole Foods banana at a Berkeley yoga retreat. Polished, overhyped, and peeled clean for the world to see.
You can't, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse code.
Yes.
Go back and watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending, I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants.
They left nothing but ego crumbs scattered across the studio floor. It was like watching a man stroll into a room thinking he's the smartest one there, flashing that slick smile, dripping with fake humility, only to realize too late that everyone else came armed with facts, fire, and zero patience for nonsense. Newsom was left blinking in the dark, fumbling with a broken flashlight, while Gutfeld and Tyrus stormed in with night vision and flamethrowers blazing. It wasn't just brutal, it was biblical. Newsom's been parading around like a living campaign commercial, all polished veneers and empty promises, sipping his daily double shot of hypocrisy with a smug twist of arrogance. He preaches equity while dining in places half his state can't afford to park near. Then Greg enters, not with a mic, but a metaphorical baseball bat labeled facts. And right behind him, Tyrus storms in wielding a sledgehammer named reality. Together, they didn't just challenge his narrative, they obliterated it. Gutfeld started with a smirk and some playful jabs, the kind that tease before tearing apart the target live on air. A sly grin here, a sharp glance there, and then suddenly the gloves came off.
Gavin ponders why Dems lost.
We lost the popular vote and we lost the electoral vote. We got crushed, and we need to be humble about that, and we need to have some grace.
Yes.
Was it because of Israel? Yes. Interest rates? Yes. Too woke? Yes. It's like every bad policy that trickled up to the White House during the Biden administration started in California. That state is responsible for the worst politicians in modern history. And he is at the top of the list, and there are some ignoramuses on that list.
Then it happened. The gloves came off. The jokes turned surgical. The sarcasm sliced like sharpened blades. And suddenly Newsom wasn't a politician anymore. He was a cautionary tale unraveling in real time. Gutfeld began listing California's disasters like a detective reciting evidence at a crime scene. Exploding homelessness turning cities into endless tent villages, businesses stampeding out of the state like it's on fire, and crime rates reading like a Hollywood thriller gone wrong. The taxes, so punishing that even billionaires are whispering sweet nothings to Texas land brokers. And yet, there's Newsom, strutting like a man auditioning for Mr. America 2028, flashing that polished grin as if none of it were his fault. As if chanting equity enough times could erase the chaos behind him.
Look, he's blinking, and then eventually the camera guy, realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you, you do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is, see? They couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not, nope. Bring my hands up, bring him up. Bring him up. He's playing with us. Meet me at my house. You get mine. I get yours. It'll work out.
And while the chaos piled up, people were still suffering, lining the sidewalks of San Francisco like forgotten shadows. Greg Gutfeld wasn't having it. He basically threw up a mirror and said, "Hire, campaign with this." This wasn't witty commentary. It was a televised intervention. Just when you thought the roast had reached its peak, in walks Tyrus, calm, collected, and built like a linebacker who could bench press hypocrisy itself. He didn't need to shout. He dropped truth bombs so heavy they made even the most confident politicians sweat under the blinding studio lights. This wasn't a debate. It was a reckoning in real time. Tyrus sat there like a man who could crush a grapefruit with one hand while quoting Shakespeare with the other. Part philosopher, part wrecking ball. When he finally opened his mouth, the atmosphere changed instantly, like the room had received a weather warning. No yelling, no drama, just clean surgical truth. He laid it out plainly. California's education system is circling the drain, and its business climate is trapped somewhere between a 5-alarm dumpster fire and a bureaucratic ice age.
It's evil, then the Dems are now the party of disorder. Turns out the only system they had was wokeism, and it rotted any basic principles the party had to begin with. Which is why, like Gavin himself, they're left looking at 2028's hopes going up in flames. And this time, no one is going to help them put it out.
And Newsom's solution: more press conferences, more picture-perfect Instagram moments, more ignore the chaos behind me political spin. Tyrus didn't have to perform. His words hit like a falling piano, loud, undeniable, and devastating without ever raising his voice. He's the kind of man who can ruin an entire PR campaign with one raised eyebrow. He didn't just dismantle Newsom's policies. He obliterated the illusion of that smug, overstyled brand of leadership that survives on applause for doing absolutely nothing. Then came the tag team moment. Tyrus and Gutfeld went at Newsom so fiercely, you could almost hear a WWE bell ring in the background. But this wasn't staged. It was raw, real, and electrifying. For once, someone on national TV was saying what millions of Californians have been screaming for years. Gutfeld was cracking jokes like a man roasting a failed magician who just pulled a tax hike out of his hat and called it progress. Meanwhile, Tyrus was serving reality checks like overdue eviction notices. Firm, final, and impossible to ignore. And there stood Gavin, blinking like someone had ripped out the teleprompter mid-sentence, frozen in shock and painfully unprepared for the reckoning unfolding before him.
Have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats.
It makes sense. If you waited your turn, why would you be happy about a bunch of jerks cutting the line? So why are the Dems and the media shocked by this? Well, because unlike the left, immigrants don't shout their beliefs every time there's a break in conversation. Hell, I rarely even flex my muscles unless it's a conversation about my muscles.
He stood there, frozen, polished, and completely unprepared. But that's when the whole thing shifted from comedy to something far more serious. Accountability. This wasn't your usual late-night laugh fest. It was a two-man wrecking crew tearing down the golden boy illusion the media had been selling for years. It wasn't personal, but it was long overdue. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just poke fun. They ripped apart the Gavin Newsom myth, layer by layer, like peeling fancy wallpaper off a crumbling mansion. All shine, no structure. You can host all the glitzy dinners and perform all the staged press events you want, but when the reality stinks, someone's got to speak up. And Gutfeld did, boldly declaring, "Bon appetit, California," as he served up the truth with a side of satire.
Impersonator. Do you think after this riot fest, he is still an option for 2028?
Yeah, he just has to keep, he thinks he's going to charm people over by just kind of agreeing with them. He'll start every sentence, "I appreciate that. I appreciate that." They'll make a point. He has people on his podcast. They destroy his point of view. "I appreciate that. And I'm going to look at that. I'm going to have a look at that." I can't even believe, there's so many good things in that monologue, Greg. I love that clip of CNN. I can't believe they have that guy. It's like self-flagellation.
Greg didn't just come armed with sarcasm. He brought receipts. Sure, California's GDP looks dazzling on paper, but out in the real world, middle-class families are Googling how to stretch a paycheck without auctioning off a kidney. The numbers might dazzle Wall Street, but Main Street is bleeding out. And Gutfeld wasn't afraid to say it. He tore into the irony of Newsom playing the green energy savior, while wildfires turn half the state into a dystopian fire map every summer. It's hard to preach about saving the planet when your own backyard is literally on fire. And while he's posing for perfect climate photo ops, the chaos keeps spreading. Then came the hypocrisy takedown. Newsom barks at corporations until a billionaire lands in town. Then suddenly he's grinning for cameras, shaking hands, and tweeting empty slogans. Because nothing screams man of the people like rubbing elbows with the ultra-rich at an invite-only round table.
Phony. Phony. I'm totally weird. Gavin's hands. It's time for Gavin's hands.
He keeps his hands in motion and his hair full of lotion. True, Gavin's views may be idiotic, but his hands moves, well, they're hypnotic. California Governor Newsom's new podcast is out. It's available wherever fine hair care products are.
Meanwhile, Tyrus just leaned back, cool, calm, and ruthless, and tore down Newsom's so-called moral high ground like a toddler wrecking a Lego tower. You can't claim to fight for the little guy while crushing small businesses under endless regulations, all while whining and dining with mega developers who keep your campaign well-fed. Newsom's entire brand is built on image. He's what would happen if a GQ magazine cover suddenly grew legs, got ambition, and decided to run for office. The perfect hair, the custom suits, that slow, deliberate blink meant to scream sincerity. It's all theater, slick, rehearsed, and hollow. But when Gutfeld and Tyrus stepped in, that performance collapsed under the weight of cold, brutal truth. His image wasn't just dented, it was dissected on live TV, hit with one fact after another like a storm of precision strikes. This wasn't political opinion, it was arithmetic with consequences. Gutfeld rolled out stats, scandals, and street-level chaos so sharp it could have sent Newsom's PR team into full-blown panic mode. And he delivered every line with sniper precision and the smirk of a man holding the receipts.
It's noisy in this city.
Yeah.
Charlie, is he talking with his hands, or is this some kind of distraction maneuver?
I think, okay, well, I'm Italian, and I talk with my hands. I'm doing it right now. They have lives of their own. And I have never seen someone, to the extent that Gavin Newsom just spoke with his hands, do anything like that. So, I mean, congratulations, I suppose. Diversion tactic, yes, maybe. Because you think if people are so focused on his hands, they're not listening to what he's.
Then came Tyrus. Calm, steady, and armed with pure truth. He didn't rant or yell. He simply explained how real leadership doesn't preach compassion while locking schools and letting city streets morph into post-apocalyptic chaos zones. No theatrics, just quiet honesty that hit harder than any scream could. And just when you thought they might ease up, nope. Gutfeld slammed the gas pedal, torching the endless virtue signaling, the buzzword bingo, the empty theater masquerading as leadership. It was like watching someone try to give a TED Talk using soggy flashcards and hollow promises. Gutfeld, sitting in the back row of reason, metaphorically hurled tomatoes shouting, "This is nonsense." Then Tyrus followed, cool as ever. Part philosopher, part bouncer. Calm, controlled, and devastating. He didn't just question Newsom's leadership, he questioned how anyone still buys into it. He called out how working-class families are spoon-fed slogans while California's elite escape to their private schools, gated communities, and taxpayer-funded fantasies.
So Newsom is fed up with tent cities, the crime, the urban decay? No, he's not mad about that stuff. He's mad you noticed. It's like a criminal telling a jury he's sorry he robbed 25 banks when he's just sorry he got caught on the 26th. Because this isn't some spontaneous crisis. It's a man-made disaster like Chernobyl or Fox and Friends. And
They like the show, okay?
And the man who made it acts like he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's pure government grift, shoving you down a flight of stairs and then making you pay for the handrail. We've been lied to for years that homelessness is all about affordable housing.
At one point, Gutfeld compared California's leadership to handing a toddler a flamethrower and calling it innovation. The studio cracked, but Tyrus didn't even flinch. He just nodded like a man who's seen this disaster before and finally watched someone say it out loud. By the end, it didn't feel like a TV segment anymore. It felt like a full-blown trial, and Gavin Newsom wasn't just the defendant. He was the evidence. Exhibit A, California's crumbling infrastructure. Roads full of potholes, power grids collapsing, and public services on life support. Exhibit B, Newsom's endless glowing press tours, parading around like the chaos doesn't exist. Exhibit C, an entire generation under 35 fleeing the state because even ramen now costs $40 a pack. The verdict, brutal honesty on live television. And for once, it wasn't filtered through spin. If you enjoyed the spectacle, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because this saga is just getting started.